Okay, today I'm going to be showing you the BNELL Diamond Stone knife sharpening set. So it does include a base as well. It's this little plastic base and a little cover for it. There are two different grits. There is a 600 grit on one side and a 120. So it's not super fine. If you do buy certain whetstones, they can go quite a bit higher than this. But if you're new to sharpening your knives and want to get something that's not going to, really take a lot of experience with, this is a great starting point. You would use the 600 side to get rid of any chips or deep scoring in the metal, really kind of just get that blade back into the shape that you need it to be. And then you could flip it over to the 120, where you would get rid of the metal burrs that come from sharpening your knife, as well as kind of honing that edge, getting that correct angle, and just kind of polishing it down to a sharper knife. It is a fairly nice size. It is kind of smaller than the regular whetstone that I use. So you do have kind of smaller motions, and you kind of have to go over each part of the knife a little bit more, just with how narrow it is. But it being a diamond sharpener, it does really grind down that metal fairly quickly and get you that edge nice and fast. Also, with a more compact size, it's nicer for maybe an apartment kitchen where you don't have as much room to store a big, whetstone. With this being a diamond sharpening stone, you don't have to apply as much water and liquid. Or a whetstone, you have to really soak the stone, you have to let it sit, and you have to keep applying water while you're sharpening. You don't have to do that with a diamond sharpening stone. With this also, you don't have to resurface it. A regular whetstone, you have to buy a resurfacer, and you have to kind of keep going over it to kind of flatten it out. So this just kind of takes some of those inconveniences out of a traditional whetstone, and gives you a kind of simpler product. So again, this is great for a person who's starting out to sharpening their own knives. But again, with the 120, you can get a decently sharp knife. You can get it polished. You just might want to eventually invest in a higher grit, just so that you can really polish that blade down. So this is a good starting point. It being a diamond stone, it is pretty durable. It has kind of a hexagonal pattern on it, but because you kind of do long strokes, that doesn't really affect how it sharpens the knife. It does smooth it out pretty easily. So if you're interested, this seems pretty good. The base, again, is plastic, so it's a little bit, maybe not on the most durable side, but it does have non-slip grips, so you don't have to worry about putting it on a towel. So there's kind of pros and cons to this. But again, it's very good as a beginner item. I would definitely say if you're new to knife sharpening, maybe start here, look at it, get a cheap, maybe dollar store knife, maybe not go straight for the shelf knife, just try and sharpen this. So this will also be a good training way to see how the different grits are going to remove material. Because when you do sharpen your knife, you are removing material, you are making it smaller, thinner, and if you're doing it at the wrong angle, you might remove more material as you slowly work to the right angle and you practice more. So maybe start with a cheaper knife, but overall I do recommend this. It is a good starting point, and with the diamond sharpening, it's going to last at least a little while. So please check it out, the BNELL Diamond Sharpening Stone with base.